Hello! Today we will visit the church on the Swedish island of Gotland in the parish of Masterby. The church is amazing. It was built in the 12th century, and this is a special place. Here in 1361 the peasant militia of Gotland met with the troops of the Danish king Valdemar, who was going to conquer the capital of Gotland, Visby. Not the whole Gotland militia, but only part of it. And of course the militia suffered a crushing defeat, retreated to the capital of Gotland, Visby, but that's another story. The church looks quite simple from the outside, like most churches on the Protestant rite. Despite being simple in its appearance, it is actually very significant from the historical and cultural point of view. You will understand this when we start looking at it inside.
The church can accommodate 150 people. It is apparent that it has been restored and repaired several times. Partly, church is equipped for access by people with disabilities. The Mästerby Church is one of the few churches on Gotland that have not been renovated in the Gothic style, but has been left in its original ancient Roman style. It is believed that the construction of this church was led by the Cistercian order located in Rome. This order is characterized by the fact that their philosophy is to observe asceticism. The Cistercian church are characterized by an almost complete absence of precious utensils, paintings, luxurious interiors, which is also characteristic of this church. According to old archival data, it is stated that the church was built in 1199, but in 1240 it was rebuilt. It was built higher, and certain changes were made to the design. The church was reconstructed a couple of times and repaired several times. In 1903 the church was badly damaged by fire, and in 1922 a major overhaul was made. The damaged frescoes were restored. It is interesting that a furnace for heating was installed in the church. When using this furnace, some frescoes were damaged, which were also restored. Some archival records state that the restoration of the frescoes was done rather carelessly, but the bulk of the frescoes has been preserved in good condition. The most recent restoration of the church outside was made in 1989, and the last internal restoration was carried out in 1992.
The most interesting part of this church is in its interior. It is delightful that the wall paintings and frescoes were created between the 13th and 17th centuries, and despite the fact that they had to be restored, they are still the same images from the period of the 13th and 17th centuries. Many of them have been preserved in their original condition. On the fresco, which depicts Saint Christopher, a man is carrying a child across a river, and with each step, the child becomes heavier and heavier. Finally, it seems to a person that he carries the whole world on himself, and he asks the child, "Who are you?" And he gets the answer, "I am Jesus who bears all the sins of the world." After that, Jesus baptized this man and named him Christopher, that is, carrying Christ. This is a baptismal font. The font was made in the middle of the 12th century by the Gotlandic sculptor mason Byzantius. The name Byzantius was chosen by the historian Johnny Roosevelt, as the real name of this mason is probably unknown. The name Byzantius was chosen because Byzantine art is believed to have influenced this mason's style. The pipe organ in this church appeared only in 1871. It is presumed that before that it belonged to the parish in Stockholm. It is a mechanical pipe organ and was built in 1860. The last renovation was carried out in 1984. This triumphant crucifix dates from the 13th century. We now finish our visit to Mästerby Church and can state that it was really fascinating.